Bonjour! Hello, Doug. Seems like a good day for an apartment tour. Il fait beau. Come on up. Someone coming to see us today? Who's coming? Who's coming to see us? Who is it? Let's see. You think the doorbell's gonna ring? Oh, who is it? Let's go see. Hi, husband. And YouTube, welcome. Bonjour. Bienvenue.
Bienvenue and welcome to CheyAnne. This is our first ever YouTube apartment tour. This is part of us trying to open up our lives here in Paris more to you guys so you can kind of see what life is like. And one of our goals with our YouTube channel is to try to give you the real life of Paris. We know a lot of times we talk to our friends and they say, oh my God, you guys are just living the dream. It's croissants and baguettes and wine and champagne and it's just like the most beautiful city, and all of that is true. But there's a lot of other stuff that's not so glamorous that goes along with it, such as going from living in 1,500 square feet to 440 square feet with a dog and a cat and no air conditioner. And I'd say no heat. We do have heating, just not central heating. In that
It's much better than our last place.
Yes, and then
better doors and such.
Exactly. Yeah. So how do you convert your lifestyle from American 1,500, 2,000 square feet to 440 square feet, fit everything that you want, need, and still be comfortable? So we're going to show you how now.
All right, let's go.
Allez-y. Bonjour and bienvenue à ma cuisine. Welcome to the kitchen. This is where I like to hang out. So, I remember when our friend Stacy that started L'Amour de Paris was posting on Facebook, and she was doing something in her kitchen and I saw it. We had just moved from a condo in the US to a house, so we had this massive, I mean not massive, but typical size US kitchen with a middle island and all that stuff, and I'll never forget posting on there, there is no way I could ever cook in that type of kitchen or that size kitchen and be happy about it. Well, lo and behold, here I am in a much smaller kitchen than even what she had now. And surprisingly, I really like it. It kind of makes you a better chef because you really have to have your mise en place all set and ready to go. You have to think about what you're going to do and what order you're going to do it in, so that way it all comes out at the same time. You sometimes have to use the bathtub as your big wash sink to put all your big pots and pans as you cook and get them out of the way. This is where some of the French magic happens at CheyAnne. So let's see. All right, we have our cooktop here, which is, I believe, IKEA, as is everything that you see in here. So in typical fashion, it's a 3-burner. It's not induction, unfortunately, but it does the job. And I would love to tell you that that down there is a dishwasher, but it's not. It's a clothes washer, clothes dryer, all in one. When we moved into this apartment just over a year ago, this space was open and this space was open, so we had to make a choice. We could do an oven, or we could do a dishwasher and a clothes washer. The oven was non-negotiable for cooking, and then it's much easier to hand wash dishes than it is to hand wash clothes. So the clothes, what do you call it? The laundry machine. The washing machine, yes. The washing machine won out. We don't use it to dry too much because they just get too hot. So we actually walk down to the laundromat and do all that stuff there. That is our oven. So it is, let's see. It's obviously not a full-size oven, but it's not a small countertop oven, so it fits these quarter-size sheet pans like this or like this, and you can put multiple racks. It is convection, so we can use that function as well. but we can fit a whole rotisserie chicken in here just to give you an idea for size. I've fit a small turkey in it as well, so it's more than sufficient to do what we need to do with it there. As far as making use of every little nook and cranny, or as we're going to refer to many times in this video, our friend Jason said, we Tetris the shit out of this place. Right in this little crevice here, we utilize this back section for plastic containers of Christmas decoration storage. So when Christmas time comes, we pull the washing machine out, pull all the Christmas decor, and then we have Christmas decorations in the kitchen, okay? Everything that they make in France or in Europe seems to be consolidated in size or shape to fit the lifestyle here. So instead of having your normal toaster with the 2 slots side by side, it's long ways. So this goes flat against the wall and you can put your 2 slices of bread in there. And then I've got one section for spices and seasoning. The one thing I could not live without from home is the Tony Chachere's. The French, they love their butter, they love their cream. Seasoning, not so much. So this came with me from the US, as did, of course, a little emeralds. So we can go bam and spice things up a notch. Alright, and then here our very small but usable dishware, china set, all that stuff. Up top goes for cookbooks not often used, as well as the food mill, and then workout things and all that fun stuff. Over here we've got our eggs, and unlike in the US as well, all the eggs here are stored at room temperature, which I always get a kick out of, because when our friends come here they'll say, oh wow, you don't refrigerate your eggs? To which my reply is, the chicken doesn't hatch them into a refrigerator, right? So why do they need to be in a fridge? And one of the unique things, this is not necessarily part of the apartment tour, and it's going to be hard to see, but all the eggs here come with a date stamped on them, and a lot of times they will have 2 dates stamped on them, the date that it was hatched and the date that it is good until. So that's a really cool little thing. Next we have all of the big tools. So shouting out to my boy Emerald again. So we've got his whole pot and pan set, because we used to live above one of his restaurants in New Orleans. So the IKEA special stainless steel rack, big saucepans and stock pots, all that stuff here. And then a nice little radiator to keep us warm in the winter time when we're making soupe à l'oignon. And we have our microwave right over here. We were very happy that the people that own this apartment decided to do this cutout that looks into the kitchen. So that way, living room, I'm sorry. So that way whenever I'm in here cooking, I'm not completely isolated from everyone out there, and it works as a pass-through bar for serving food, drinks, and all that other good stuff. This is our fancy high-tech drying rack right here. So double-decker to conserve space, so we can do top and bottom right there. And let's see, what else do we have? One of my favorite features of my kitchen here is that it's got this window, and all I have to do when I'm cooking, just open this up here, and I've got access to my herb garden. So normally I would have a little bit more, but we're obviously just coming out of winter right now, so all the summer herbs are not here. But we've got some sage left from the winter time, and of course our thyme and rosemary, or romarin and thym, as they say in French, which is spelled T-H-Y-M, but pronounced thym, which also sounds like tuna, which is T-H-O-N, thym. So you never know if you're going to have tuna or rosemary for dinner. It's one of those French things that just I don't really get with the language. But pretty soon there will be a big thing of basil growing out of this, and I think I'm going to add some chives this year as well. Okay? What? Mint. Yes, mint. Pretty soon we will have a big thing of basil growing in here, as well as mint, because my wife loves bourbon and she loves mint juleps. So the terrace will suddenly become a veranda over the summer. I will not just be a chef, I will be Mr. Bartender, as she calls me, and she will come here asking for her mint julep out on the veranda. So stay tuned, give it another month or two for the weather to change, and then that will be happening as well. Alright, so we'll check out the back side of the kitchen now.
My love.
Yes, my love.
Your eyes look so pretty.
Aw, merci, mon chéri.
You're welcome.
Ou ma chérie.
Anything else you need to know?
I was going to show them about the storage stuff and everything and how I bought a charcuterie trimmer when I was drunk.
Ah, they're too sweet.
Is it rolling? So this is how we condense storage into such a tiny space. You get the really slim IKEA against the wall storage units. We've got glassware and bourbon and some other mixers and stuff in here. We have cat food stashed down here, as well as more cookbooks and recipes, and then other various cooking utensils just shoved randomly inside. Then of course we have our more often used cookbooks, our more often used vinegars, champagne, red wine, sherry, balsamic, and then of course champagne. Normally this would be full of wine, but because I am training for my first Ironman, I am resisting the temptation by keeping it only stocked with my favorite champagne, to which I try to limit myself 1 bottle per week. And then the big Dutch oven that makes gumbo in the wintertime, and the enameled cast iron, the Le Creuset, that does the, what do? We do braised lamb in that, and we do tartiflette as well during the wintertime there.
Don't forget the fire extinguisher for your wife.
The fire extinguisher for my wife because she likes to burn things down. And then up top we have more grocery type items. And then one of my favorite things. So this is a pretty decent sized mini industrial charcuterie slicer. When I was at a big wine tasting event, let's just say, some would say I had a little too much wine. I think I had just the right amount of wine to make that purchase, saying, hey, I could save us money by buying the entire chunk of ham and then just slice it ourselves for picnics. And that's how I ended up with a big charcuterie slicer. So, and fast forward like 3 years to now, and I don't eat meat that much. So there you go. Makes sense, right? So one of the tricks about utilizing storage space in Paris apartments is always look up and see what you have up there. IKEA sells these shelves in like 5 or 6 different sizes, and you stick them wherever you can and put as much crap as you can up there. So this is all of our bike shoes, helmets, some other cooking wear, champagne coupes for big dinners and everything. So anytime you find space up top, use it. Then over here, this is a work in progress. So when we got the place, they had wood panel doors that did not slide very well, but they had these pegboards. So we did curtains all the way across here, but we recently just got this nifty little shoe container, and I just drilled it and bolted it into here. So we've got a second one coming, which will stack on top and fit right up to here, and then we'll just trim this down, fill that out, and then CheyAnne has all of her multiple pairs of shoes, so basically double the amount of space that we were able to fit right there. So we're very excited about this new situation that we got going on there. Okay, come on in.
So, welcome to the dining room, the office of Art de Vie, the office of L'Amour de Paris, and the Salon, or living room. Salon is the word in French. We'll try to teach you a few French words as we go along as well. That is the chien, for instance, or dog. So, where to start? Doug's desk. An IKEA hack as well. Back in the States, he had a bigger stand-up desk, a little more involved. If you're interested, let us know. It had all the cubes and everything. It was great. It had a lot of storage too, but we don't have the space for the same one here, and we went for white this time. But this works great for him to be able to stand or sit with his new alien chair. He's decided he did not like the back, so this one looks like some crazy car. It has the doors. It's gonna fly away, I don't know. And we have some of our artwork up. So these are all pictures we've taken with memories of Paris, of when, well, starting at this end, Chamonix from a ski trip, the lavender fields in Provence, the carnival at the Tuileries in the summer. Actually, that was the Ferris wheel that used to be there all the time. Trocadero in the summer. Definitely one of our favorite parts of summer when it's so hot you end up in the fountain. It's kind of a must do. And then this was when France won the World Cup a few years ago. And one of our favorite little port towns, Honfleur. And you guys may already know about the sabrage from a previous video on how to sabrage. Maybe we'll link that at the end or in the video here. But we have an inscription on it. It's our favorite French motto that in victory or defeat, we drink champagne, which was something that Napoleon once said. So we have adopted that policy to the max. My desk, still working out the kinks because I'm much shorter than Doug. So we thought that this would work, but I don't really have anywhere to put my feet while I'm working. So I end up sitting on my foot and with my feet up and leaning over the desk. And so it's maybe still also a work in progress. We'll see next time you're in our place if things have changed at all.
So that's your home office?
This is my home office, yes, exactly. I don't think we've mentioned yet, but the whole place is about 441 square feet, 41 meters squared.
So that's the dining room.
Yep, so this is the dining room. Sometimes at Christmas, the dining room is over there. And we also have an al fresco dining room, which we'll show you in a little bit too. Let's see, what else? Storage. Definitely, like Doug said, the shelves above, you have to get creative. So I recently made this little flap down here. My friend called it like a sofa skirt to hide things that we store under there. So the blankets and weights and things that we use. So that just kind of disappears, but it was driving me insane before because I would walk in the door and I would immediately see that stuff and it was driving me crazy. We also, in our mum box, for instance, again, finding every spot to Tetris. We have weights in there, which is otherwise has been just a decor item. But I recently found that pocket to store some things that we use regularly with the yoga mat hidden right there. Got my family frame. Oh, we have two really sweet things actually from home. So the family frame, our family can actually add photos to it as well. And they have one too, so we can send them pictures. And then this over here is always a topic of conversation. When I press this, I should have made sure Dad was around right now, but he has one just like it in his living room. And so his just turned pink. If he were around right now and touched it, you would see it change colors again. But it's just one of those things that being miles and miles apart helps us stay connected, especially during this past year.
What's the deal with this wall situation?
Oh, the wall. When we first saw this apartment and came to check it out, this whole green area was actually cut out. So it was a cutout into the bedroom is on the other side. And they said it was going to be kind of like this frosted glass. Well, we didn't see it finished again until move-in day. And when we moved in, it's actually clear glass, so you could see directly into the bedroom. And there are big strips of black. I think there's at least 6 different panels with at least 4-inch thick black. So we were not crazy about it at all. Initially we had a curtain over it for a little while. We've since gotten a different sofa. So it took a little while to come up with something, but I like our solution. We also have the bike trainer in here. So the first confinement last year, Doug did a lot of cycling, despite the fact that we were limited to 1 kilometer from home. Hi, puppy. Hey. And even now, a lot of times in this 441 square feet, you might also have 2 bicycles as decor in the living room, because if it's raining, they get quickly brought in, or if they've been on the trainer and we're working out, we just pop it up in the corner sometimes, which drives me crazy, but it's what you do. So let's check out the alfresco dining option at Chez Keith's now. So glad we've had this option during 2020 to give us more outdoor space. Our old apartment did not have as much light, nor would we have had all this outdoor beauty to soak in. So in true Doug fashion, we quickly figured out how to make it a little nicer. Got the turf and the wood panels to put down, really cozied it up. Of course, the greenery and stuff at the ends. Some extra storage out here that's below the kitchen window, and the bikes. So our favorite building, luckily, is right across from us. We call it the movie building with the pretty gray slate roofs, typical of Paris with the chimneys. And so other than the beautiful building, Parisian buildings, we have a little extra something. We can see Madame Eiffel from here, just the tip. Though I do wish that that chimney weren't there, because I'd be able to see it better from where we currently have our al fresco dining. Shall we go into the bedroom from here? Our friends back home from Louisiana would probably first think of something like hurricane shutters with these, because they're big and metal and seem very protective, which they are, all of those things, but they are more needed. A lot of people close their shutters every night for the light, to block out the light. For us, we tend to use them in the summertime to block out the heat. And what you'll do is you'll start really early in the morning, either dropping the awnings out, closing those up, and basically just trying to contain all the cool, because we don't have central air. We end up with just a rolling AC unit that we can use mostly at night, is the only time we need it. But we can go into the bedroom from here. Again, super lucky that even though it is a small space, we have all of this natural light. As photographers, I don't know, I think we die if we didn't have light. So this guy, I ironed the pillowcases this morning. Yes, I ironed the pillowcases, part of not having a dryer, and somebody decided to come and mess them all up before then, but it's okay. I know y'all don't mind. But yeah, again, we totally Tetris the heck out of this room. Toulouse's crate is over there, so that's usually where he sleeps at night. Otherwise, it gets a little tight. And our wardrobes just fit, so his and hers wardrobes. We did just spring clean this week, so I'll give you a tiny peek. But this is mine. We've got lots of storage up top, the drawers. Yeah, it's not too bad. You've learned how to condense and decide what's most important. I really enjoy not having as much stuff. And again, another upper shelf that holds, technology things. Doug knows better what's up there because I'm so short. That's more an area he deals with. And then from where Doug is standing, we have a tiny closet. It's the water heater that takes up half of it, but in that closet we keep most of our luggage and such. Has worked out great for that.
Where does the dog sleep?
The dog, so his crate is actually over there. I mentioned it, but I guess you can't see it because I recently covered the top, so it looks like a nightstand now. But yeah, his crate is down there, and there's actually a guest of Toulouse right now. There's our kitty cat. So by day, he finds it to be his home. He really likes that space. Sometimes he won't get out, and Toulouse still goes in.
Toulouse, great.
Oh, you want to go see your brother? Nope. Out he goes. Sometimes he'll stay.
One in, one out.
And that's pretty much the bedroom, guys. Am I forgetting anything, honey? Oh, our light. Our light was one of our first purchases at the Marché aux Puces, the flea market here in Paris, where you can find lots of lovely, wonderful treasures. This was actually Italian though, but we loved it and love the vibe of it still. Let's see, what have we not shown you yet? There's a door. Any guesses what's behind door number 1? I don't know, guys. It's Doug. Don't worry, he's just sitting, not actually actively using. He's very tall, so his knees tend to touch the door, actually in our tiny toilet area, and he's a tinkering. I don't know if y'all know that term from the league, but cell phones, that should be a term everybody knows these days.
The nice thing about this bathroom is you can wash your hands without even having to get up.
Do you brush your teeth there too?
No, some things should not be combined.
Anything else? Actually, it's such a tiny space, but still a couple talking points, right?
Yeah, so tons of storage back here, and there's a story behind this flag.
When we went on a trip, our first trip to Greece with our best friends, we were all on a catamaran, and we asked the captain at the end of the trip if we could take the flag that we had sailed under. So we have that memory. And also on my left there, a picture from home, from New Orleans, that was left behind by our friends that were in the first apartment we were in here first. So Doug and I actually got married in Jackson Square, so that's been super special to us as well as a piece of art from Montmartre. So now that Doug is off the toilet, you can see the tiny space. All right, so that leaves, I'm sure now you're wondering, the shower.
So this is where we wash all our bits. So for a reason that I have not yet figured out, everywhere in Europe the showers do not have curtains. They have half a glass. I don't know if you're just supposed to wash half of your ass, so that way the rest of the water doesn't go out. I don't know, but you basically end up relegating yourself to the very front half of the tub, and you stay under the water the entire time. Because if you come back here, it's going to be cold, because you don't have the benefit of a shower curtain keeping all the heat and the steam in there for you. That is also the kitty's food, because the dog loves cat food. So we had to put it in a place where the dog is less likely to go. Dog doesn't like water or trying to get wet, so that's where the cat's food ends up being. We've been together for 19 years, married for 9. So as much as we would love to have a dual vanity thing to improve our marriage, that is not possible in 440 square feet. So we have the one sink. This is his side, this is her side. And that's how that gets broken down. So this is where the cat does his business, and that kind of helps minimize it from drifting into the rest of the apartment. So normally back home in the US, when you have what we consider an average size house, everything has a place that it belongs. Office stuff goes in the office or in the desk. Kitchen stuff goes in the pantry or the kitchen cabinets. Here, everything goes everywhere. So for example, office printers and all that stuff is here. So printer, copy, scanner, phone, internet box, router, cable, all of that stuff goes there. Here is a mix of tart pans, serverware, baking dish, books, files, taxes, all that sort of stuff. Once again, everything goes everywhere. This is kind of the office supply section as well. So it's got all of our French books and then staples and rubber bands, hard drives, and all of that good stuff there. So yeah, you just say everything has a space anywhere. It doesn't have to necessarily go in the kitchen or in the living room or in the desk, because as you can see, it's all in one. All right, well, thank you for coming along for this tour of Chez Keys. We hope that Paris is open to you soon and that you can come and visit us. Quite literally, at this point, we would welcome people to our apartment. We miss having guests that much. I don't know how we'd fit all of you in the 440 square feet, but we'd pack into the terrace, and
We can have an apéro hour on the terrace. We can make that happen.
Absolutely. So let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think that you could go from 1,500 square feet to 440 square feet and be comfortable? I know at one point we never thought we could, and yet here we are, and we wouldn't change it for the world.
Oh, and there will definitely be probably some updates coming at some point, either by video or maybe our Instagram,
yeah,
but we
right.
still have updates in progress. We actually considered waiting to do this video because you saw 1 or 2 projects in progress, but
Right.
we also are still considering a rug, possibly an
Yeah.
ottoman.
There's some marital disagreements about
Yes.
what should fit or not.
And even though we're visual people, we're struggling because I don't know, we want it to be perfect.
That's us.
Yeah. So if you have any like see our space and think, oh my gosh, guys, get this rug, please send it to us, and we'd be happy to check it out, and maybe we'll both like it.
All right. Well, until next time. Au revoir and bisous bisous.
Bisous, bisous. Au revoir. Bonne journée. Stop smiling now.
Just frozen. I'm just waiting for them to say cut.
Say bisous, bisous again.
Bisous bisous.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Bonne journée. Merci. What are you doing? You fixed it?